So, I don't know, I guess these stormtroopers weren't programmed with peripheral vision because they end up crashing into trees, or each other, or in one case, in a Leia speeder, but like, you know, she manages to get off before it explodes into a fucking tree trunk. Luke gets separated, and Leia ends up with, like, the fucking teddy bear, Wicket, who totally stabs her in the butt to wake her up. So, you know, she wakes up, oh, I'm an adorable little creature, alright. This is a helmet, by the way. And they're meet a couple other stormtroopers when apparently, like, you know, they get captured or something, but Wicket saves them. I forget. That part's not important anymore. Anyway, Luke totally joins up with Han Solo and C-3PO, Chewbacca, and R2-D2, who are like, where the fuck is Leia? And everybody's like Luke is like, I don't know, but she might be over here. So they go over there. Chewbacca drops the ball this time when he finds a piece of meat just, you know, strung up in the middle of the fucking forest, and he decides it's a good idea to have a lunch break. Totally nets him up. R2-D2 has to save them with the fucking buzzsaw. They fall to the ground and they're captured by Wicket and everybody else. But since they're pagan little bastards, they believe that C-3PO is a god amongst men, and they kind of take him over to their village and take everybody else as a ritual sacrifice to him. But C-3PO, knowing some sort of obscure language, is like, no, these guys are cool with me. So they end up not eating them, which I guess is good. And they meet up with Leia and everything. And, oh, alright, everything could go back as planned. And the rebels totally have, like, a pre-party right before, like, the Death Star blowing up. Well, they think they're gonna do it. Anyway, Luke takes Leia aside for a bit, and, like, he totally talks to her, and he reveals to her, hey, you're my sister, so you know what we did between episode 2 and 3? Totally not cool. And Leia's like, oh shit. Anyway, so, you know, they go there, Han Solo gets, like, he hears everything out of context, so he's like, shit. And he kind of slinks away all heartbroken, and Leia's like goes after him. He's like, bitch, leave me be. And like, so he's out there with the squad and everything, and they do their assault. So the shield generator is next to a building guarded by several stormtroopers. And they manage to go in there, guns blazing. Actually, Han tricks them into doing some weird shit, and like they all run out for some reason, and then Han Solo totally goes like, tricked ya. And the rebels are all on the side, and like the stormtroopers surrender. They go inside only to find out, oh shit, it was a trap. So, while this is all happening, they get pulled outside with like the reinforcements from the stormtroopers. Luke ends up in the Death Star 2 with Darth Vader. And he meets the granddaddy of all the bad guys in the entire series. Face to face. The devil himself, Emperor Palpatine. Hello, Luke. I did it all. That's right. You look out there, you see that, your rebel fleet? They think this Death Star isn't working. Well, it is fucking working! Now witness the firepower of my fully operational Death Star! And it totally blows up a couple of the ships, and everybody in the Rebel Armada is like, oh shit, what's going on? That thing's fucking working? And out of nowhere, like out of hyperspace, a fucking ambush squad of like the Imperial Armada go in, and there's like this huge starfight. On the ground, like the situation doesn't look too great for the rebels because it looks like they're about to be executed baton style. So Luke is up there with Darth Vader and the Emperor, and he's like, oh shit, we totally fucked up. Oh, you didn't fuck up as bad as right now. Vader, kill your boy. Boy, kill Vader and take your place by my side. Anyway, Darth Vader and Luke totally pull out their lightsabers and they start duking out their father-son issues. And Vader starts sensing stuff, and he's like, your feelings betray you. You totally have a sister. And Luke is like, fuck! On the ground, Han Solo, Leia, Chewbacca, and everybody are totally shafted. When out of nowhere, the fucking Ewoks come with like sticks and bows and start killing stormtroopers left and right. And the rebels use this opportunity to break up and start to try and get back into the base, which I assume is deadbolted from the inside. So R2-D2 has to save the day again by rolling over there with, I don't know, his mechanical penis and hack it open like he does with everything. But he gets shot by a stormtrooper and everything's going to shit now, so everybody's like, oh no, we're totally gonna die. At which point, Chewbacca totally jumps onto a AT-ST, kills the pilot, gets inside, and he starts blowing shit up. Now, the Ewoks, equipped with only sticks and bows and rocks, managed to defeat what I can only assume as a $1 billion funded military operation. They knock AT-STs over with a log, they trip one over with a rope, and they win. Anyway, so they win, and like the shield generator is compromised, and it blows up. So all of a sudden, from the air, Lando is like, oh, whoa, wait, hold up. Shield wall's down, I'm gonna make a run for it. And he totally goes into the Death Star trench. But while this entire fiasco is happening in the sky, Luke and Vader are still duking it out as the Emperor sitting in his chair, who's like oddly aroused by the entire thing, is clearly masturbating underneath his robe. And, you know, Luke and Vader just start duking it out, and Luke, outraged now that his father knows what he did to his sister, cuts off Vader's hand, only to reveal that, oh, it's mechanical too. I actually have something in common with my dad. And the Emperor, being the dick he is, just drops out of nowhere. He's like, excellent job, kill him, take your place by my side. And Luke is, like, he contemplates doing it, he's like, no. And he throws his lightsaber, and Darth Vader is just looking at him like this. And then, you know, the Emperor is like, then, oh God. Then you shall die. And he totally lightnings up Luke with Force Lightning. And Luke is on the floor now. He's like, ah, God, Father, help me. And Vader's just like looking back and forth, going like, oh, whatever. And he picks up the Emperor and he's like, wait, what are you doing? And he throws him down the fucking auxiliary shaft of the entire Death Star. And while this is happening, Lando is flying in there. He's in like the partially constructed core. He like torpedoes the fucking thing, and then he comes out. Everybody on the ground is already celebrating because all the stormtroopers are rounded up, and Luke has to drag his, I can only assume, Master Chief like sized father all the way out to the escape pods. Now, I'd like to point out, while this is happening, they aren't alone in the Death Star. There are stormtroopers, possibly medical personnel just running around there, getting into the Death Star, and nobody's helping Darth Vader. Darth Vader, probably the poster boy of the Imperials. just like, he's just on the floor missing his arm, and a stormtrooper just running around, and nobody is like, oh, whoa, maybe we should call a doctor or something. So anyway, they get up to like the entrance of the escape ship, and Darth Vader is like, Luke, take off my mask. And Luke totally does it, and we get to see what Darth Vader looks like in the inside, which is kind of like a mongoloid cone head. But, like, you know, it's totally cool since you get to see him one last time, and there's, like, father-son, like, closure, and, like, he takes him on the ship, but he's already dead. And he flies all the way back to Endor. The Death Star fucking explodes again. My hammer's gone, so... Death Star explodes. And everybody's back on Endor, and they're totally having a sexy party with, like, the Ewoks, who apparently have severed the heads of stormtroopers and start playing on them like drums. Like that's okay. And anyway, you know, like Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewbacca are all there partying. C-3PO is being hailed as a god and finally not being sodomized in the background, treated with the respect protocol droid is supposed to be treated. Lando is totally like, hey, so baby, you want to fly with the men who blew up the second Death Star? And like Leia's over here, and Han is like, I totally understand why you dig Luke and shit, and I just want to tell you it's okay. And Leia's like, oh, ew, no, Han, he's my brother. And Han's like, ew, wait, no. And like, you know, they start making out and stuff, and it's a happy ending. Luke burns his father in like a Viking funeral. I guess there's a similarity between the Jedis, and like, it turns out he gets reincarnated as a ghost. along with Yoda and Ben, and you know, they're all in the Jedi afterlife doing whatever Jedi do, which I guess is like happy celibacy and like tooling around with lightsabers. And that's the end of the series. Thank you for tuning in. That's all for tonight, folks.